Guys, I've never seen a more washed director in my life. Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors of all time. I'm not afraid to say it. He's responsible for films like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, you know the rest. But he's one of my favorite directors not just because he has a lot of stuff on the IMDb Top 250 and I gotta look cool for all the film bros, but because of how enthusiastic he is about film. He has such a demanding yet carefree attitude about movies that not only does he display all the time in interviews and public media,
Much gruesome graphic violence. Why not let us imagine
Because
a little
it's so
of it?
much fun, Chan. Get
Really?
it?
but he also makes it a part of his own movies. It's as if he makes his movies have the personality of the millions of other movies that created them. He even has his own theater in LA that shows films only, and I mean only, on film. No digital, no DCP screenings, just film. So he's putting his own finance at risk. I mean, probably not. But like, you get the idea. He's even brought some of the most cherished films to America, giving filmmakers that boost to remain in the industry and just expose their films to a new audience. That's how dedicated to the craft he really is. He refuses to shoot on digital. He refuses to screen on digital. He'll support other filmmakers on his own terms. His love of film and filmmaking just inspires me to want to make movies one day. So imagine my face when I saw this. Like, bro, what the fuck? But this isn't even the first thing he's done to tarnish his legacy. I'm sure you all know about this 10 film motive he's been going by, where he only wants to make 10 films and then he'll stop entirely. And for the longest time, I actually thought that was cool. 10 films and he's out. But as I've watched more and more films and just have overall grown more of a love for the art, not only do I think it's lazy, but it also just shows that he's scared to fall off with a bad one. Normally there would be nothing wrong with that. Like, if you want to have that perfect filmography, that's fine. But the dude's been boasting about how great he is and oh my god, no one makes films like me and this and that. You can't have an ego and be scared to make another film.
Too, but not in a manipulative way. I am the audience. All right? You know, it's like I'm jerking off the audience.
In fact, he was supposed to make his 10th film this year called The Movie Critic, which is going to be somewhat like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which, if any of you have seen my last video, I am very fond of. He had the cast ready, the team, everything. But then he canceled it right before shooting, which leads me to my next two problems with that and the 10 film rule. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood should have been his final film. I really wish he didn't say Kill Bill was one film. I get it was all filmed at once and written as one, but it is released as two films. I wish he just said, yeah, it's one project, but they're doing two films, especially considering how different they both are, with Volume 1 being more violent and action oriented, and Volume 2 being more epilogue-y with less gore. If he did this, then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would be counted as his 10th film, therefore his last. Not only that, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like his epilogue to his filmography. It's everything he's wanted to say in one film. It's a mix of so many genres. It has his trademark dialogue, lovable characters, possibly at their best. It's violent, it's funny, and it pays respect to the golden age of Hollywood that he was born in. But instead, he will have that awkward divide of people who will try to count Kill Bill as two separate movies now and try to say he has 11 films if he does end up making that 10th one. And he's gonna have to try to out epic Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with that 10th one, which, let's be honest, he's not doing. He ended up doing these stupid ass collabs. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't even remotely like the idea of David Fincher directing a Tarantino script, let alone a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Fincher and Tarantino have two completely separate styles. Fincher only shoots on digital, directs with a darker and more monotone tone, compared to Tarantino's more enthusiastic style. And recently, he's had his films go to streaming. That's like the opposite of what Tarantino does, and he's expressed how he thinks that two of those things are quite literally killing cinema. Not only that, but Tarantino has said before that he doesn't want to write for anyone else again, now that he can make his own movies and because people keep altering his work. So would he go against his words with his apparently favorite and most passionful project?
We were having the debate all morning. What is the best Quentin Tarantino movie? Do you think like that? Do you look back on your career and say, this is the defining movie of my life?
I really do think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my best movie.
And I'm sure we all know about the Fortnite collab. Bro, what are you doing? This might be the biggest sellout I've ever seen. A Fortnite collab? Really? Quentin Tarantino with a Fortnite collab. If you told someone that by the time Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was coming out, they'd laugh in your face and say you're a fake cinephile. They'd say you're talking out of your ass. But this is the same guy who made a joke out of Scorsese not liking Marvel movies.
Well, okay. Again, it's like, he's an old man. You think Scorsese's going to be into Ant-Man versus the Wasp?
Why not?
It really makes me wonder what happened. The theater I was talking about before, the one that he only plays movies off of film prints, he even started screening digital projections there for his wife in this fake ass movie. Like, oh my god, bro. I didn't want to make this video long. I kind of just wanted to like get some stuff off of my chest. I wanted to make a better video for when I can upload a bit more frequently because I can't right now. But I needed to talk about this because it's something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. A week ago, I saw Inglourious Basterds on 35mm, which has been one of my dreams for years at this point, and it almost made me cry thinking about how when I first saw it with my dad when I was younger, I was in awe with how beautiful film as a whole could really be, how cool it could be, how it can make me cry, angry, happy, and how Tarantino was the filmmaker that I first experienced as a director, and not just, oh, he made a cool movie. I saw that there can be a style to it, something you can make yours for yourself, then give it to an audience to see and experience for the first time over and over and over again. But then I got home after the screening, I saw him posing for a Fortnite post on Instagram, and I was like, damn, what happened? So anyways, now it's time to become a Francis Ford Coppola fan, guys, because we can't be a Tarantino fan anymore. So let's get ready to watch... Bruh.